You're listening to Middays with Marcus Maben, broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services studio on 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maben. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. Brian Hall, producer Brian Hall. Your job has brought you a lot of recognition and credibility.
Sure.
As being a very good radio station, top tier radio station DJ.
Yeah, numbers are going up. They show.
You're so disappointed that we have to do random.
Yeah. Come on. I was literally just talking to Pat about it. I was like, all he's got to do is hit the mute.
I need you. Is that what y'all were just talking about?
He was like, what is this? And
No.
I was like, it's an instrumental non-copyright off the internet that I found.
See, here's the thing. The reason I opened up this final segment to talk to you about that is because I want you to know that I thought about it before I even had to ask you to do it, right?
Yeah.
I thought about Brian's going to be. He really takes pride.
I like the music.
I know. You take pride in getting your props for good random music selections that people, they cheer up.
Yeah.
So
it's all good though.
We're gonna work something out on this.
All right. Well, the non-copyright's still going all right. We're just got to search for the beats a little more. But this one wasn't bad.
No, they're fine, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You give me, I'll give you one a day. I'll give you one a day.
Are we allowed to get one a day? So basically that won't mark us too much?
Listen.
I don't know why you just don't mute the freaking thing. Let Brian play whatever he wants and then hit unmute when the music goes off. Is it really that difficult to just hit mute and unmute?
Coming from someone who has no idea what I'm talking about half the time because he's locked in his Twitter, he helps do none of the videos.
I'm reading about Des Bryant. Des Bryant over here talking about Lamar Jackson, okay?
Speaking of Steve Rummage, we will derail this entire thing right now. 8150 93.9 is the number. 3831 93.9 is the text line. Brian, you keep these headphones on. You go to the poll question or you go to the Twitter. You get ready for it right now, people. Do you realize outside of the glorious event that is Louisville Live and the 5th Soul Stone committing to the University of Louisville, my Detroit Lions are getting ready to bust that Cowboy bottom this weekend.
Oh, no, I didn't know it was this weekend.
Oh, wow. Oh, they're going to beat the Cowboys?
Don't you dare.
Them and everybody else right now.
Don't you dare do that.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for this moment
not gonna be
since the schedule came out.
You don't really think the Lions are going to beat the Cowboys?
Jalen Reeves Maben is about to take it to that Dak Prescott booty out here. Woo! Steve.
Maybe Dak.
Pony up right now.
He made Dak.
Help us out with the bets, Brian.
I don't think he can check Zeke. But
38-31, 93-9. When my boy Jalen catches Ezekiel Elliott out in them flats, can you imagine how good it's going to feel on Monday morning?
Ooh.
I mean, you keep saying Dak. Like, what?
I said Zeke Elliott.
Oh, please.
Out in those flats.
Hey, now.
Oh, Steve.
Hey, listen. Let's not get personal, but
Steve,
we're talking about backup linebacker on Zeke Elliott.
And listen.
Time out.
Did you hear him say backup linebacker?
Listen.
In the nickels, he starts.
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, he's good. He's good.
He's coming
but this is Zeke, okay? This isn't Sony Michel. This isn't James White. This is
Sony Michel's an animal.
Ezekiel Elliott, okay?
Brian,
little different animal.
Sounds like my boy Steve is willing to put something up.
Oh, I'm always up for a wager.
Sounds like the texter. Sounds like we need some ideas. Now, we won't decide today, Brian. But it's time to come up with some Cowboy Lions bets, people.
I'm just saying, a 6-pack of Mountain Dew for Steve and do Big Red. Do 6-pack of Big Red from
Oh, no,
Steve.
I'm diet now.
Diet Big Red.
I'm diet. I've never had Diet Big Red.
And then
I
do
don't
a
know if I like it.
6-pack of your favorite adult sodas.
Oh, I can't afford because you get my adult soda for $4. You got to spend $700 to get something Marcus drinks.
My adult soda's is 18 a glass.
Yeah.
So Marcus gets a 6-pack of beer, and Steve gets a 12-pack.
A night on the town, my beverage bill is nice hot 65.
It's a horrible deal.
Ruby's here I come, baby.
Goodness gracious. Hey, we need to go back there. I need to get that burger. I just need a carrot cake. The Ruby's carrot cake is the best carrot cake on planet Earth. And it's not close.
You sure?
Yes.
Hardee's has this nice carrot cake.
Hardee's? Did you just say Hardee's?
I was joking, Steve.
I'm talking about Jeff Ruby carrot cake, and you come with Hardee's?
Hardee's didn't even have carrot cake, do they? They probably got a carrot cake milkshake or something.
Hardee's is good, though. I do like Hardee's, man.
Don't dance around.
Dude,
the
stop.
pony up time.
Listen, stop.
Texters 38 31 93 9. What does Steve owe me after my Detroit Lions go show up down there in Jerry World?
I mean, they just beat the Patriots. The Cowboys, the Cowboys beat. They didn't beat anybody.
I'm so disappointed in this situation.
And I'm supposed to just be.
We've been talking about it. Listen, you know, I saw a meme last night that made me giggle at about 2 in the morning. It's from a lady friend. Well, not lady friend, it's a lady friend. She posted, "A man will give up on a good woman before he gives up on the Cowboys."
It's fair.
I saw that meme and I thought about you, Steve, and then I just realized that you give up on the Cowboys in a heartbeat. Who the heck eats carrot cake is what the Texas says.
Carrot cake's good. Come on.
Carrot cake is
Texas.
one of the only cakes that I really just eat, consistently.
Yeah, come on.
Like I won't turn away strawberry shortcake or carrot cake.
Yeah, carrot cake is legit. So, look, yeah, I mean, come on, man.
He would have to wear. I could treat on a Ruby's carrot cake.
It's fair. Oh wow, just the carrot cake. You'll go buy me a $12 carrot cake.
You gotta.
What the crap? You're the cheapest. That's why you don't gamble.
It's a fact.
I'll buy you a piece of carrot cake. Oh, thanks, dude.
That's a fact.
Oh wow. We'll go to Ruby's and you'll take off $11 off my bill.
That's an absolute fact.
Clutch. It's clutch.
I can't stand to lose money on a gamble.
I know.
Unless it's the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, Steve gets a whole Ruby's carrot cake. Now that, oh, okay.
I wouldn't do that because that's like
that's a $400 cake.
That's like saying Steve will get me a barrel of my favorite, beverage. It's like, dude, you wouldn't do that because you don't want me to show up here, wasted or something. Like, listen, Marcus,
lost. Yeah, I bet it was, Marcus. It's great.
You win the bet, Marcus, but I'm not getting you.
Goodness gracious,
I'm not getting you a gallon of. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we'll see.
John Salzman's in the back.
I will be watching the game. I will say that. We'll see what happens.
There's no kind of.
No, I think the Cowboys will win. Yeah, in Dallas against Detroit. I don't think Detroit's that good. I'm gonna be honest.
You're a full-on gambler now.
Yes.
And you have to wager something.
I think Dallas will win this game.
But you're not very confident in this.
I mean, no, but it's because I'm not very confident in Dallas right now. I'm just not. I don't know. They're playing. They drafted in the first round. We're playing. This kid Leighton Vander Esch, who the biggest thing they could come up with was he played 7-man football in high school.
How is he working out anyway?
He sucks.
I haven't been paying him much attention.
He's all right.
He could dunk. You remember that was one of the highlights?
He could dunk. He played 7-man football and he could dunk. Calvin Ridley. who was on the board,
I remember.
who is shredding
It was killing it.
the NFC South right now.
He was on the board. I was talking about that with you too.
Yeah.
You haven't let that go without.
No, that was the stupidest pick they've ever made, man.
Vander Esch, but you said he's all right.
He's okay. I mean, like, yeah, he plays. I don't know. Whatever.
Texters, I'm going to the text line. So what you're saying? Watch party at Maven's house. Bring the carrot cake.
Carrot cake and vodka. That's how you get to us.
And preferred drinks. Winter buys loot. Do you even have like a ceremonial bottle of wine?
Well, yeah, actually, we do have a Welch's Sangria in our fridge right now. We really do. We really do. We got Welch's Sangria in our fridge right now.
Back to the situation.
Welch's. It's good.
Why?
Well,
Whose idea was that?
my wife. She likes when she drinks them out of wine glasses.
Shut up.
I swear.
She drinks Welch's Sangria out of wine glasses.
Yeah.
She lights the candles and she puts the bubble bath and does the whole effect.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? That just tells you, like, all these alcohols are placebo anyway.
I know. Yeah, she's good. She's happy. I mean, it's been in there for a while.
And
There's
that's
a
all it
chance
does.
it's fermented by at this point.
We got.
Are you just not going to read that next text?
I don't see it.
You're just going to ignore it completely.
Dallas wins. Is this one you're talking about?
Yep.
Dallas wins. Maven. No adult drinks for 1 week. Lions won. Steve Richardson's jersey on Twitter and calls him the best defensive player.
That's a fair deal. I like that deal. I'll do that. I'll give Jalen Reeves maybe a shout out. Hey, it's my dude. I wear his jersey.
No adult beverages.
I met him once. He's my dude.
Are we saying 5? Are we talking about a 5-day week? Are we talking about a work week? Or are we talking about a
No,
weekend?
no, 5 day would be fine because you're. Never mind.
Sabbath? Sabbath to
Never
Sabbath?
Never mind.
So,
You don't drink that much. Don't matter what day of the week it is. Just pick random 5 days.
5 out of the 7. Yeah.
Just pick 5 days.
I can stretch about anything I want to.
Speaking of drinking, I need to go to Fiesta time again. I just threw that out there on the air. I've been really craving that lately. So anytime you want to do that, let's make that happen.
Awesome. We have some invite. Let's finish up this Jordan Travis conversation.
Yeah.
Jordan Travis conversation. Okay, we hypothesized.
Mm-hmm.
We came up with scenarios. Are you ready for this? Like, Steve, in an honest moment now, have you decided that we need to see what he can do this year? Because the worst thing you can do is realize late in the year that they just didn't have.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Because you can't come into next year saying Jordan Travis is the new guy. He's going to start.
What's the only time you have saw this year watching this football team us legitimately draw up a play in a 5-step drop and fire the ball downfield?
Well, probably just one of those. Okay, so no play action involved. 5.
I'll tell you when. It was against Indiana State late in the game. And Jordan Travis was the quarterback. And it looked good. He hit Dez on the first play. The next pass play, drops back, fires it downfield. It's a good looking ball. I don't think it connected. I can't remember what happened now, but I mean, it's like. So are you? I think he's accurate enough. I think that he is the guy that you put in there, and you shrink the playbook down, and you say
that's what I'm interested in.
Yeah, and you say let's go, like let's open it up, because I think by shrinking the playbook down, I think you will have more options.
And I don't physically die on the inside losing with a guy that I know is accurate.
Right.
Not I know it's accurate. A guy, listen, the thing I liked about Lamar is while people said touch, I said that's a sharp ball. If he has receivers, you know what I'm saying? Not if he has receivers. Receivers that are good at making plays, catch his football consistently.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So when his receivers are catching his difficult passes,
yeah,
he's an awesome passer.
Right.
Awesome. I see tight electric stuff out of Jordan Travis.
Mm-hmm.
If I see that ball getting whipped around,
Yeah.
right? Even if it's the right read, sharp ball, and they drop it, I would rather watch
Absolutely.
my freshman Jordan Travis hit receivers and watch them drop it all day, right?
Yep.
Than watch a running Cunningham sometimes run it, lose yards, Like, I'd rather Jordan Travis make the read,
Yep.
make the right read, even if we're covered up.
Yep.
Because I'll be able to go back to the tape and say, everybody's covered up.
Sure.
Jordan, launch that ball out into the sideline.
Yep.
And watch him jog his freshman tail right back over to that sideline and look at Bobby, yell at him, right?
Yeah.
For 2 seconds. Or no, because here's the thing. Bobby won't yell at him. He'll say, "What did you see?" And you know what that conversation looks like. You can never hear it, but he jogs over there and he looks down at Bobby Petrino, and Bobby says, "What did you see?" And then he just makes a little motion like they switched up, so nobody was open.
Sure.
They passed each other off. Nobody was open.
Yes.
I tossed it.
Yes. And that's what I'm saying. I think if you give, for one, I just think he would infuse I think he has enough confidence in himself that he would come in.
Make sure you say who he is too. Just,
Jordan Travis.
Yeah, I mean, and what his background is, because I'm sick of saying it.
He has a background with wasn't his dad involved?
A coaching dad and an older brother, professional baseball player, which means you're privy to professionalism.
Sure.
A hell of a lot earlier than everybody you're competing with. We talked about one of the funniest, best stories is Michael Bush taking
Ben Simmons
into meetings as a child. And you wonder why Ben Simmons is so strong, developed, mature with his game.
That's fair.
It has a different effect on anybody who's around professional athletes at young age.
I agree.
Because they have expectations for success. I mean, Jalen being around me, professional.
Sure.
Professional.
Made money.
Right?
Yeah.
It helped. It helped expectations. They knew he was different. They knew he worked different at an early age. Let me get to this phone line. The Scoring Collision Center hotline. Todd, thanks for joining me on 93.9, my man. What's on your mind?
I'm doing fine. How y'all today?
Good.
All right. I was going to make a comment about our coaching staff, but I decided that I wanted to make a comment to you, Marcus. Recently, what we've been watching in the NFL, and I know I'm getting off on something totally different, but your son being a defensive player, I would like to know, you and him have probably talked about this, and how he feels about these rules, like the ones that affected Clay Matthews. I'm sorry to get off topic, but I'm really interested to know what someone, your son, what he feels about what's happening as far as these rules that have been put in this year, and is that stopping him from being able to play the way that he normally would play?
Todd, I really appreciate that question. So allow me to retort. My son absolutely loves the new NFL rules. He loves the targeting rules. He loves the new launching rules. He loves all the new tackling rules. Why? Because he is a fundamentally sound. He's probably one of the lighter linebackers in the league. He has fundamental tackling. He doesn't ever look to blow anybody up. He makes contact. He puts his shoulder in, he keeps his head up, and he drives through the tackle. That's why when you see him tackle, you always see a couple more steps of the guy going backwards because he drives through the tackle like you're taught to do. He says, I don't go up diving for kill shots because it's bad on your body just as bad as it is for their body. When somebody's coming down and you try to launch up into their body, that's nothing but absorbing car wreck force. He doesn't want to do that. He knows it's not smart to do that. He respects the opponents. I'm going to tackle you. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to go, you're going to go back to your huddle. I'll go back to my huddle. If you have that ball loose, I'm going to put my helmet on that side or my hand on that side. He's a very cagey and disciplined tackler. He loves it because he thinks that'll help him stick around in the league. That's how he gets away with being his size and his speed. So yeah, Todd, if you're asking me, he absolutely loves it because he's not playing football to hurt people. It's back to your point, Steven, saying that people always have a little bit of craziness. Like he has the least amount of craziness, but he still got some too. Sure, right.
That's fair.
Just enough to be effective. Chaz, thanks for joining us. Middays with Marcus May. What's on your mind?
What's up, guys? I'm going to say the reason that I would go to Jordan Travis this week is because of, the new redshirt rule allows the kid to play, and I would evaluate him the next 2 weeks, play him the next 2 weeks, and, if we got something, allow him to finish the season out. If we don't, there's no harm in going back to one of the other two quarterbacks, but you need to at least, with the new redshirt rule, at least see you can still redshirt him even if you play him the next 2 weeks. So, me personally, I'd like to see him playing. And, hopefully, if we do play him, we can see him throw the ball. These wide receivers have not created a lot of separation. They're not living up to the hype that they set before the Alabama game. They can't get separation from Virginia DBs, much less Alabama DBs. So, I'm not ready to throw in the season, throw in the towel. They obviously have not played good the last 3 weeks, but, I'm not ready to throw in the towel on Bobby Petrino yet. So let's see what we have, see if we can improve on it, and see what we got on Saturday.
No, that's not. I appreciate the call. I don't think anybody's giving up who think he's a good coach, right?
Right.
People, the give ups to me are people who just never thought he was.
Yeah, you didn't want him from the beginning.
And like I said, the product is bad, and the other give ups are people who are kind of likely to jump ship on everything pretty easy. Like if you have a personality to decide, in 2 minutes that somebody sucks, it's easy to go with that.
Sure. It'll be interesting.
It will.
It's gonna be interesting to see how this week plays out.
And listen, I don't think he's gonna be far off. Listen, I know we don't like the musical chairs thing in a lot of ways.
Sure.
But maybe it's the musical chairs in and out.
That's fair. I say you go with him, man. And I think this is the game to do it.
Don't call me tonight and say I'm not ready for Jordan Travis, because that's what happens.
I watch film and he don't got it. He don't got it.
I watched a little bit of spring game. He just ain't got it.
Yeah.
People, as always, we so much appreciate you. 8150 93.9 is always the number. Actually, before we get out of here, let me just say, people, go to thecrowdsline.com/DFH. We got to make that Cowboys game, that Cowboys-Lions game, the opportunity to get you some free Amazon cards. We're going to use this week and absolutely load up on the picks. Thecrowdlines.com/DFH. That's going to be fun. I'll give you more details on that tomorrow, later on in the week. 8150 93.9 is always the number. 3831 93.9 is always the text line. YouTube.com channel. We are made for the Ville. The station. 93.9.